Hey guys, Seedoeatreview. Back to part 4 of my collaboration with a wonderful South Australian business known as souleco, souleco.com.au. Today, I'm talking about these food saver bags, PEVA Ziploc bags. Firstly, let me tell you about these. 4 different sizes. You can chuck anything in there. It should help the quality, the freshness of your products. Save you using a lot of plastic as well, which I'll demonstrate in a sec. Let me just show you what Jessie's designed. She's designed a curved bottom, so when you're trying to wash these out, you don't want any hard corners where the food's just going to get stuck and it'll never wash out. Now it says it's dishwasher safe as well. Personally, I just wash it by hand as well, make sure I get in there properly, but chuck it in the dishwasher if you try. Just make sure you open it up, let it dry it out, or once it comes out of the dishwasher, dry it out yourself just to make sure there's no moisture in there. Already, what have we got? 4 different sizes. This is one of the sizes there. I chuck it in there with the school lunches for the kiddos. This popcorn, as I said, I usually would leave it in something like this. That's the bigger one. But even then, it might be the Tupperware itself, but I found with this, the popcorn is much fresher, much quicker. Get the kiddos to bring it back with them, and then I just clean it out for the next time one of them takes chips to school. Makes it so much easier, saves a lot on Ziploc, wasteful plastic bags as well, which get the one and done treatment usually. So, that's a smaller size. Here's a little example of what this actually helps with. So, usually I get my herbs and I just leave it in the plastic. It doesn't keep well, and you can say, well, why don't you, well, sometimes you just get lazy. So this is the stuff that we've kept just in the cloth, which is all pretty much dead and unused. So that was a few days ago. This was also a little example that I tried to do with the one in the cloth and one in the fresh bag. So the fresh bag still looks lovely and green. So it's not going to let your herbs live forever, but it's going to keep it fresher for longer because it keeps all the air out as well. So that was just a little example, little test I was doing to see which lasts longer. Of course, the Ziploc bag lasted longer. Now, all right, this is a disaster. So this, as you can see, I've already dropped them. So you got biscuit packs. You know, Mr. 7 loves his Oreos. The packets are usually open. You're probably going to say the packets don't last long, which is the case. But if I hide them correctly, I can ration them out to Mr. 7 as well. What helps even better, I did find a couple which actually really softened because I forgot that they were there. So it didn't turn out that well. And as I said, you can't really seal that bag. It just, once it's open, that's it, it's done. But once they're in there, they'll stay fresher for longer once again, or as long as Mr. 7 doesn't get his hands on it. So, last but not least, and I did it in this order just to say hygienically clean. This is how I get my bacon. Hey, shout out Barossa bacon. I love the Barossa bacon. So, that's how I usually chuck it. I might use it and just wrap it back in the paper because, you know, you get lazy. And you'll just chuck it back in the fridge. And now that doesn't help with the freshness or the quality. If not, and I don't get lazy, I put it in a little plate, I wrap it in Glad wrap, and then leave it like that. Now sometimes the plastic is undone, it'll dry out in the fridge because one of the kids has been shuffling around the fridge and the plastic has come off and the bacon's completely dried out. So, with this little pocket, for example, I'll get the bacon, chuck it in this Ziploc bag, and I'll wash my hands after this video is done so nothing gets contaminated. Look at that. That's so much easier. And how's this for a bonus? You chuck everything in your fridge flat down so you start stacking everything on top, squashing it, even your herbs as well. You can chuck it in flat. But with these little things, you can stack them up sideways in your fridge. That saves a lot of room, especially if you're using containers and stuff to store this. It's less room as well, so you've got more stuff to use, and you can just stand them up in your fridge like that. The herbs aren't going to get bruised, the bacon's not going to get squashed under or anything. Give you more room in the fridge as well. Beautiful. All right, guys, these are available at souleco.com.au. You order them, they come in 4 different sizes. Every one of them has a use, believe me. You can find something unwrapped, something unhygienic in the fridge, and you can fix that all up with just these bags. All right, I'll leave it at that. I'll go wash my bacon hands, and we'll catch you later. Cheers.